If you struggle with resting, sitting with your own thoughts, enjoying silence, or being in close, intimate situations with people that you care about, then this video is for you. This is part of an organized series where I'm helping people connect with their intuitions, map out their nervous systems, have a healthier relationship with their bodies, and build stronger communities using somatic psych theory. This chapter is focusing on times when two parts of our autonomic nervous system collaborate in order to help us handle emotionally complicated situations. So we've talked about play, freeze, fawn, and in this video, we're going to talk about stillness. If any of these words don't quite make sense to you, it's cool. Feel free to check out my earlier videos. I break down the basics of the autonomic nervous system, and then I break down each of the three parts of the autonomic nervous system and how they work separately. This chapter is a little more complicated because we're talking about moments or times when these separate parts of the autonomic nervous system work together. Feeling safe and chill in silence without feeling the need to constantly move around is actually a lot more complicated than people think. So complicated that we need the entire vagus nerve, both the dorsal vagus and ventral vagus, to step in. This is a great example of how the dorsal vagus works outside of overwhelming crisis situations. The dorsal vagus here is supporting us in doing activities that need us to be physically still. The ventral vagus is doing two things here. The ventral vagus's vagal brake is staying engaged so that sympathetic energy can be kept out, so you can enjoy being still in peace without the urge to run away. And the ventral vagus's social engagement center is helping you stay in the moment and be present so you don't become overwhelmed by being in silence and go in the opposite direction of dissociating. Here are some examples of activities that require stillness. This might sound like light work for some people, but for others, their autonomic nervous systems could interpret stillness and quiet as a sign they're not safe. Their autonomic nervous systems could be triggered into a fight or flight or into a shutdown survival response just from sitting with their own thoughts, for example. This could be a sign of damage to the vagal brake as a result of complex trauma, or this could be a sign of damage to the parasympathetic nervous system in general as a result of a viral infection, to give some examples. Regardless, it's pretty easy to see why it would be extra scary for an autonomic nervous system to have to be still along with another person. You might know consciously and in your heart that this person is safe, but does your body and your nervous system know that? People with a history or a current reality of surviving complex trauma may need intentional somatic support with this. Their autonomic nervous system needs the social engagement center of a trusted person to intentionally send signs of safety so their nervous system knows that it is safe enough to rest. Learning to be still and to rest without anxiety or fear literally changes the brain over time. You're building new neural connections and you're changing the pattern of how your autonomic nervous system responds to stillness and not grinding all the time. If this is really, really hard, you could need the support of a therapist who specializes in trauma work or another somatic trauma specialist. You are not living your best life if you're not getting proper sleep. Sleep is not a reward for hard work. Sleep is not something that you do once you've made it. Sleep needs to be a part of the foundation of what you do every day to get where you need to go. Any person or any system that encourages a lack of sleep wants you to not be thinking as clearly, wants you to not be as creative, wants you to not see all of your options and all the opportunities that are laid out in front of you. If this video was helpful or interesting to you, please consider joining my private practice's $3 Patreon so I can continue to provide more free somatic therapy to more Black people. Thank you so much.